million percent. It's funny that you touched on rents there. There was a recent BBC article and it said for every one property in the UK, there are 20 renters looking to rent that one property. Two places it was higher.
Yeah.
The Midlands, 25 renters. Northwest, 30 renters.
Yeah.
So when people say, oh, this is saturated, I'm like, go and try and rent an apartment in Manchester.
Yeah.
And you then now tell me it's saturated. There's so much demand, and that's what it's growing. In the UK, like we said, it's a finite place.
Yeah.
There's so much going on there, so many people that want to go and live there. And there's so much external investment. And that kind of leads me on to my next question. In terms of regeneration in the UK, we said this is a really important point when we're looking at investing. Are there any regeneration projects that you know of that you would say, this is something to look at, and maybe this is an area that could be highlighted for investment?
So we spoke a bit about Manchester, so let's look at another city now. An example would be in Birmingham. So part of Birmingham called Digbeth, where if you look at it geographically, it is very centrally located.
East side of city centre,
exactly,
isn't it?
very centrally located. However, still a lot of work to be done. But if you look at the investment that they're putting in, you can actually search it, Digbeth Regeneration Scheme. It's incredible the amount of capital that's going in there. Now, what's going to happen to those property prices? And we've had projects in that area. You look at those prices versus the city centre, they're chalk and cheese. What you'll find is the gap will start to get bridged as that area begins to regenerate.
100%.
So anything that's being kind of backed to that level is huge.
There's a massive regeneration project called Smithfields, and that's going to be 1.9 billion over the next 15 years. It's quite similar to what happened in Media City in Manchester, going on in Digbeth area. But also, I think the biggest thing, HS2. It's going to take us a while to complete it. But if it's anything like what we saw, the Elizabeth line in London, I think that's going to be crazy. I think it's down to 49 minutes you can get from Birmingham to London. And being a Londoner or kind of even living on the outskirts of London, our daily commute sometimes within getting in and out of London, what are we talking about, an hour? An hour
that's
and change?
the norm. If you're sub an hour, you're very happy. And to be able to do that from the middle of the country is mind-blowing. Now, I know you said it's maybe still a few years away, but this is where, again, we start to cherry-pick developers and projects. We have a project very close to the HS2 station that is going to complete and hand over at a very similar time to HS2.